Boys and girls, tonight, well, it's my tonight, don't know what time it is that you're watching it, but anyway, I'm going to go ahead and show you guys how to do a beautiful French nail. So I'm using my old trusty training hand here. So I've just gone ahead and put a full length tip on. So basically what I'm going to do is you could consider this as a full natural length nail. Perhaps your client has had many refills or rebalances and she's grown her own nail length this length. Perhaps you've stuck a tip on which would have given you the extra length, or you may have sculpted out a super thin free edge to give you this length. So what I'm doing is I'm just showing you how to build a beautiful French on top of an existing amount of length. So let's just say we've gone through and done all of our prep work. I'm just going to go and use a 240 sponge buffer just to prep my surface. Square this one up a little bit. Alright, I'm going to clean with Fluid Cool Prep. This is a fantastic dehydrator. It's going to remove dust and any little nasties that we obviously don't want on our nail surface. It's going to also help the product to adhere better. You can then of course go in and do the extra step of using a primer. Fluid has got a great primer, acid-free primer here, and you can go ahead and put that on the natural nail. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and do the reverse method. Now, seeing that we have got our full length already, I'm just going to go ahead and place my pink bead. So when we're looking at the actual proportions of the nail, be super careful that you don't have too much white, okay? If we're going to have too much white, let's say we bring it down to here, the nail is going to look, well, fat, so to speak. I like to think that the proportion should be approximately one third white and about 2/3 pink, or about a quarter white and 3/4 pink. So you're wanting to make sure that there is much more pink than there is white. Now, if you've got somebody, say, who's a nail biter, let's say their natural nail stops at a length somewhere around here. Obviously, if you put pink on there onto their natural nail and try and build the white out, it's going to look incredibly overbalanced. It's going to be way too much white on there. That's where our cover pinks come in handy. So we've got Fluid Cover Pink, and this cover pink is completely opaque. That means that you can't actually see through it. You may be able to see on my natural nail here. My natural nail actually stops about here, but because I've used a cover pink, it's allowed me to bring my pink quite a considerable way out off the nail. It just means that we can give the illusion of a much longer, more natural looking nail surface. So I'm just going to go in and I'm going to pick up a large bead of pink. Alright, placing it down. Push, release, wiping my brush. I'm holding my nail down and I'm wanting to concentrate on my cuticle first. Smoothing out the cuticle. Now I'm using the body of the brush for more strength, and I'm pushing the pink down the surface of the nail towards the free edge. Okay, and that right there is automatically giving me a little bit of shape, a bit of a smile. I'm simply going to tidy my brush up. I'm just going to encourage that smile line. Okay, so quite deep in the corners there if you're wanting a deep smile line. If not, you can make it a lot flatter. Alright, so the goal here is that we actually want to achieve quite a nice cliff, so to speak, or a good ridge of product there, because we want to put the white up against it and we don't want the white to flood over the top and for us to lose the crisp smile line that we've just created. This is a super easy way to do a smile line. Once this is dry, if you have decided that you don't think that the smile line is perfect enough, you can actually bring a nice sharp file, let's say a 180 grit file in, and you can use your file and perfect around that smile line just by tidying it up. I've done a few French in my time, so I'm fairly confident, and I don't tend to use a file, but it's great as an option. All right, that smile line is looking pretty cool. I personally prefer to go ahead and do all 10 fingernails and then come back and do my white. I can just see that I'm a little thin just through here. I'm just going to pop another smaller bead in there just to give myself a bit more strength. As you can see, I'm not wiping the product off, but I am gently feathering it across the entire nail surface. Okay, just like that. We're going to go in with our white. Now, white can be actually super difficult to work with. White tends to be a lot runnier. So when you are using your white, what I tend to do is after I've picked up my bead, I bleed the excess liquid off the back of the bead. Okay. It helps the product move around a bit better so it's not too runny. I place my bead, give it a moment to settle, and then I push the product around the nail. Sorry guys, I'm trying to see the nail and keep it in frame at the same time. I'm making a bit of a mess. I wish there was a camera that was actually pointing on how I'm doing this, because oh, I look super special right now. But hopefully you can see that it's nice and even. Okay. I'm just going to put the teeniest little bead just in here. Alright, pretty happy with the look of that. I'm going to let that dry. It's going to take about 2 minutes, and we're going to come back and file. Okay, so we're nice and dry. Tap, tap, nice and dry. I'm using an NSI Endurance 150, one of my favorites. I'm actually going in with a Young Nails 240. I like the sponge buffer on the back of this one. Making sure that I really concentrate on buffing around this cuticle area down here. There goes my client's nail. And then I finish with top coat. As always, my very favourite, NSI Glaze and Go. One coat, and then underneath my LED light for 30 seconds, or a little bit longer sometimes.